اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله وعز المرسلين محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين، واللعنة الدائمة على دائهم إلى قيام يوم الدين. آمين رب العالمين. We welcome you, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, to today's session. Today we have someone who is known to you by the name Shamsi, and he called himself the Kadab. Again? Kadab. Again? Kadab. Anyway, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, this person, as a result of deceiving the general populace, he claimed Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated in the Holy Quran that we should follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar, in the sense that we should obey the Muhajirin and the Ansar. Without wasting much time, let's watch what he said, and after that give him response.
So the point is, the verse that you bring is Surah 9 verse 100. This is your evidence.
No, that's not my evidence. There's many.
There's many, but this is one of your many evidences.
Okay, before we go to that...
No, bro, you gotta let him finish.
Why is that aggressive, bro?
No, just let him finish,
okay,
and then you can... Please, come on.
Okay, khalas, sorry.
So this is one of many verses you bring as evidence, as proof...
That's right.
...that we should follow the Sahaba.
That's right, Muhammad Ansar, yeah.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, his stance was very clear. But yet still, let's watch another video of him that he is saying the same thing when a Shi'i uncle asked him, where in the Quran said we should follow the companions of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wa alihi wasallam.
Where does it say in the Quran to follow the Sahaba?
That's a good question. السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار والذين اتبعوهم.
Follow them.
The Sahaba. What about Arabic online?
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we saw him telling the Shi'i uncle, who was obviously an Iraqi, that he should go and learn Arabic language because the Shi'i uncle don't understand the Arabic language. At the end of this session and the subsequent sessions to come, you will realize whether this person, he understands Arabic language as he claimed, or he is even less than the Shi'i uncle who asked him that question. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, at this juncture, the question on both is very clear. Where in the Holy Quran did Allah say we should follow the companions as this person claimed? He brought forth the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran chapter 9 verse number 100, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala stated, وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ مِنَ الْمُهَاجِرِينَ وَالْأَنصَارِ الَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ. I know you will say, this person, he has mixed something in this verse. I intentionally recited the verse in this way in order to draw their attention to something. I hope their attention is drawn to it. There are two main points to discuss in this verse of the Holy Quran. The first point is going to be left for another day, but the second point is what we are going to dissect in totality in this section. The first point in this verse has to do with the initial of the verse, which is السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار. And the second point, which is the bone of contention for this our section, as the part that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he stated that وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ رَضِيَ اللَّهُ عَنْهُمْ وَرَضُوا عَنْهُ. This is the part that we are going to tackle in this section. Literally, this verse in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he stated that indeed the first and foremost among the Muhajirin and the Ansar and also the people who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar with good conduct, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that He is pleased with these people. Three categories of people: Muhajirin and the Ansar, and also the people who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar, but they were having good conduct. Allah is telling us that He is pleased with these people. So where in this verse is telling us to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar? Obviously, nowhere. But let's begin with our discussion. First of all, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, it is an agreed upon fact by almost all the scholars of tafsir within the Sunni and Shia school of thought that this verse is not talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanding us to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in the sense that we should obligatory obey them. No one within the Sunni school of thought has ever made that claim unless this person who was trying to deceive the general populace, that Allah said we should follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in the sense of obligatory obeying them, as we say in relation to our Imams from the Ahlul Bayt ﷺ. Rather, the scholars within both school of thought, what they say is that this verse, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ, it means, and those people who came after them with good conduct. They came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar with good conduct, and we are among. So this verse is telling us that those people who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar, but they were having good conduct, these people, Allah is also pleased with them. But the verse is not talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanding us to obey the companions, as this person, he deceived the public to believe in that. And if it is substantiated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse is not commanding us to obey the Muhajirin and the Ansar, to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in the manner of obedience to them, then this verse is nowhere near or close to what this person claimed, and that makes him the kadab. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, at this juncture there is a very important point I must address. The first point is, when we take the Holy Quran, the translations of the Holy Quran, some of them, they have translated this part of the verse وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ to be, and those who followed them. But the follow here, a person should bear in mind that the follow here doesn't mean the person should obligatory follow them. The follow here means, and those who came after them. Follow here is equal to those who came after them. But follow here doesn't mean, is not equal to those who obey them. So we should make this point clear. And this is the part that this person, he tried to deceive the people with. That Allah said, and those who followed them. The following here, it means وَالَّذِينَ جَاءُوا مِن بَعْدِهِمْ, and those who came after them, but not those who obeyed them, as this person, he was trying to channel to the general public. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, for it not being only iddi'at, for it not being only claims, let's substantiate our point with substantial evidences from the Sunni books, from the Sunni's own scholars, what they stated about this verse. وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. What is the meaning of وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ? Almost all the scholars, they agree upon it that, and those who came after them. But it is not those who obligatory obeyed them, in the sense that this person was trying to channel to the general public. Let's begin with the first scholar who explained this verse in this sense. Firstly, Imam Abdurrahman Jalaluddin As-Suyuti, he stated in his book الدر المنثور. This is what he stated about the verse.
الدر المنثور في تفسير المأثور للإمام عبد الرحمن جلال الدين السيوطي، دار الفكر، الجزء الرابع volume 4 page number 272. This is the bone of contention. He said, وأخرج عن ابن زيد في قوله والذين تبعوهم بإحسان قال من بقي من أهل الإسلام إلى أن تقوم الساعة. He said, and Abu Zayd, he said, the meaning of and those who came after them with good conduct, he said, any person after the companions till the day of judgment, they are among. And here, Al-Asma, he also asked Sufyan al-Thawri about tabi'in. He said, وسألته عن الذين تبعوهم بإحسان قال من يجي بعدهم قلت إلى يوم القيامة قال أرجو ذلك. He said, I asked Sufyan al-Thawri about the meaning of and those who will come after them with good conduct. I asked him, what is the meaning? He said, من يجي بعدهم. He said, and the meaning is that those who will come after them. But the meaning is not those who will obligatory follow them. This is not the meaning. The meaning is those who will come after them. And he said, I said, those who will come after them till the day of judgment. He said, I hope so.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we saw that he said, this verse, it means those who came after them, but with good conduct. This is the meaning of the verse. But the verse is nowhere telling us that we should obligatory obey the companions as this person was channeling out. Furthermore, let's read from what Alusi al-Baghdadi he stated about this verse in his tafsir روح المعاني.
روح المعاني في تفسير القرآن العظيم وسبع المثاني by Alusi al-Baghdadi, الجزء الحادي عشر, volume 11, دار إحياء تراث العربي, page number 7. This is what he stated under this verse. Alusi, he said, وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. He said, أي متلبسين به, أي بإحسان. He said, the people who adapt good conduct, they are the people Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring here. He said, أي متلبسين بإحسان, the people who adapt good conduct. And he said, وَالْمُرَادْ كُلُّ خِصْلَةٍ حَسَنَةٍ. And the meaning of ihsan is any good act of merit. That is what is called ihsan. So the people who adopt any good act of merit, who are after the sabiqun al-awwalun min al-muhajirin wal-ansar, they are the people Allah is referring to them here. But Allah is not telling us to follow the muhajirin and the ansar in this verse. And he said, وَهُمُ اللَّاحِقُونَ بِالسَّابِقِينَ مِنَ الْفَرِيقَيْنِ عَلَى أَنَّ مِنْ تَبْعِضِيَّةٍ. He said, these people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is referring to them as the tabi'un bi-ihsan, he said, they are the people هم اللاحقون بالسابقين. They are the people who came after the سابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار. So this verse is telling us that the people who came after the سابقون الأولون within the muhajirin and the ansar, those people who came after them, Allah is also pleased with them, but with the condition that they acted upon goodness and they are having good conduct. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us. But Allah is not telling us to follow the muhajirin and the ansar, as this guy is trying to tell us.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we saw that Alusi al-Baghdadi, he also stated that the meaning of this verse is that those people who came after them, not as this person he was claiming. Furthermore, this great scholar, contemporary scholar, Sha'rawi, this is what he stated about the verse in his tafsir.
Tafsir Sha'rawi, page number 5446. This is what Imam Sha'rawi he stated. He said, وَأَضَافَ الْحَقُّ إِلَيْهِمْ وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ أي مَنْ يَأْتِي مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ. So Imam Sha'rawi is saying that, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, after he mentioned the sabiqun al-awwalun min al-muhajirin wal-ansar, he conjuncted to them these people. And as for the people who will come after them, but with good conduct, Imam Sha'rawi he explained that this verse means, and the people who will come after them, أي مَنْ يَأْتِي مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ, which means those people who will come after them, but not those people who will come after them should follow the companions.
So Sha'rawi he also clearly stated that the meaning of this verse is مَنْ يَأْتِي مِنْ بَعْدِهِمْ, those who will come after them, but they were possessing good conduct. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a clear words is saying that He is pleased with them. So this verse is telling us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is pleased with the muhajirin and with the ansar, and He is pleased with the people who will come after the muhajirin and the ansar, but they were having good conduct. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us in this verse that you and I, if we are having good conduct, we are having ihsan, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is pleased with you and I. Although we are not among the companions, but Allah said He is pleased with us. Similar as to him being pleased with the Muhajirin and with the Ansar. This is the meaning of this verse. So, if you tell me that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we should follow the Muhajirin and we should follow the Ansar in the sense that they were our predecessors and we followed them, yes, this one you are right. But this one, it doesn't mean we should obligatory obey and follow whatever they said. If they did a good work, and that good work, it deserves to be imitated, then yes, we can imitate them. But this does not mean that we are obliged to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in all walks of life. Furthermore, Imam 𝑣𝑚𝑬 �الْمَالِكِي, he also stated this about the verse in the Holy Quran.
تفسير الثعالبي, which is known as الجواهر الحسان في تفسير القرآن, by Imam الثعالبي المالكي, الجزء الثالث volume 3 دار إحياء التراث العربي مؤسسة التاريخ العربي بيروت لبنان, الطبعة الأولى first edition, page number 208. This is what Imam al-Tha'alabi he stated at this juncture. We can see he said وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. The meaning of the verse that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that, and as for the people who came after the companions with good conducts, who came after the السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار, the people who came after them with good conduct, what is the meaning? He said يريد سائر الصحابة. Allah meant the rest of the companions who were not among the السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار. And a clear example of those companions is Abu Hurairah. Abu Hurairah is not among the السابقون الأولون من المهاجرين والأنصار. And also he continued, he said ويدخل في هذا اللفظ التابعون وسائر الأمة. He said, and this verse, this wording that Allah said وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ, and the people who came and those who came after them with good conduct, he said, and this within this verse, the tabi'un. Who are the tabi'un? They are the generation who came after the generation of the companions. Those tabi'un, he said, they are among this verse, they are included in this verse. وَسَائِرَ الْأُمَّةِ, and the rest of the ummah, the rest of the generation, including you and I, we are also included in this verse. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave a condition. He said, if you want him to be pleased with you, then there is a condition. So Imam al-Tha'alabi, he stated the condition. He said, لكن بشريطة الإحسان, but with the condition that you come with goodness and you act upon righteousness.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, the words of Imam al-Tha'alabi is very simple. He said, when we remove السابقون الأولون, the first and foremost among the Muhajirin and the Ansar, if we remove them aside, all those companions who came after them, they are all part of وَالَّذِينَ اتَّبَعُوهُمْ بِإِحْسَانٍ. So, are these people telling us that Muawiyah was following Muhajirin and the Ansar? Or they are telling us that the companions who came after these people, these companions, they followed the Muhajirin and the Ansar? Yes, we can say they followed them. They followed them in what sense? They followed them in the sense that the Muhajirin and the Ansar, they were their predecessors and they followed them. They followed the path of faith. But this does not mean that they were obliged to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in all walks of life. This verse does not have that meaning. Moreover, dear brothers and sisters in Islam, I ask this very important question. Is this verse insha or it is ikhbar? Ikhbar means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us that He is pleased with these people. But insha means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said we should follow these people in the sense of obligatory obeying them. What is this verse talking about? Is it talking about insha or it is talking about ikhbar? Is it talking about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informing us that He is pleased with us, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that He is commanding us to obey the Muhajirin and the Ansar? No one from the past centuries and from present centuries has ever claimed that this verse is saying that Allah is commanding us to follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar in the way of obedience to them. No one ever claimed this, unless this charlatan and his likes. Imam Ibn Kathir al-Dimashqi, he made a very important statement about this verse of the Holy Quran, which deserves to be recorded. This is what he said about the verse.
تفسير القرآن العظيم by Imam Ibn Kathir al-Dimashqi, مؤسسة قرطبة, المجلد السابع, volume 7, الطبعة الأولى, first edition, page number 270. This is what Imam Ibn Kathir he stated about this verse. وَالسَّابِقُونَ الْأَوَّلُونَ. He said, يخبر تعالى عن رضاه عن السابقين من المهاجرين والأنصار والتابعين لهم بإحسان ورضاهم عنه بما أعد لهم من جنات النعيم والنعيم المقيم. So Ibn Kathir is saying that this verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He is telling us, it is ikhbar. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us, not insha. Allah is informing us that indeed He is pleased with the sabiqun al-awwalun, the forerunners among the muhajirin and the ansar, and also the people who came after them with good conduct. Allah is telling us that He is pleased with them, and they are also pleased with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from His favor has prepared Jannah for them, which is going to be a place that they are going to reside in the hereafter.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, we can see that Ibn Kathir, he stated that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is only telling us that He is pleased with these people, the Muhajirin and the Ansar, and those who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar. But Allah is not telling us that those who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar with good conduct, they should follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar. Nowhere. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala never told us to do that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us that those who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar, if they are having good conducts, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with them, similar as He is pleased with the Muhajirin and the Ansar, who were the foremost among them. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, all these scholars from the Sunni fraternity, they have stated one point, which is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse, He informs us that indeed He is pleased with the people who came after the Muhajirin and the Ansar with good conducts, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is nowhere commanding those people to obey the Muhajirin and the Ansar in the sense that this person, he was trying to portray to the general public. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, let us accept for the sake of argument tasliman jadali that Allah stated in this verse, although we have negated that this verse is not talking about Allah saying we should follow the Muhajirin and the Ansar, but let's accept for the sake of argument tasliman jadaliyan that this verse is talking about what this person meant. And let's see how reality negates and invalidates this point. Let's read a hadith narration from Imam Muslim, as well as many other scholars from the Sunni fraternity have also recorded this hadith narration. Let's read that hadith and give a comment.
Sahih Muslim by Imam Muslim bin al-Hajjaj al-Qushayri al-Naysaburi, الجزء الثاني, volume 2, Muhammad Fuad Abdul Baqi, دار الكتب العلمية, Beirut, Lebanon. Page number 897. This is the hadith narration. He said, عن سعيد بن المسيب قال اجتمع علي وعثمان بعصفان فكان عثمان ينهى عن المتع أو الأمر فقال علي ما تريد إلى أمر فعله رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله تنهى عنه فقال عثمان دعنا منك فقال إني لا أستطيع أن أدعك. Sa'id bin al-Musayyib said, Imam Ali and Uthman, both of them met at a place called Usfan. Usfan is a place where the pilgrims, they wear their ihram. They resume their ihram. So he said, فَكَانَ Uthman. He said, Uthman was prohibiting people from performing the Hajj called Mut'ah. You know, we have 3 types of Hajj, Mut'ah, Ifrad, and Qiran. He said, Uthman was preventing people from performing that type of Hajj, or Umrah, but it is substantiated that it was Mut'ah. He said, and Imam Ali alayhi salam asked Uthman, Uthman, what do you want to do with something which the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa alihi himself he did? Are you prohibiting people from doing it? What did Uthman answer Imam Ali alayhi salam? Uthman said, Imam Ali, leave us alone, you disturb us a lot, leave us alone. And Imam Ali said, I cannot leave you alone. Seeing you prohibiting people from doing what the Prophet did, seeing you prohibiting people from the path of Rasulullah.
Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, this hadith narration is very clear and self-explanatory. That Imam Ali alayhi salam and Uthman, both of them, they met at a place called Usfan when they were performing their Hajj. When they met there, Uthman, who was the Khalifa at that time, he was prohibiting people from performing the Hajj of Tamattu. When Imam Ali alayhi salam saw that, he went to Uthman and he said, ما تريد إلى أمر فعله رسول الله صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم تنهى عنه. Imam Ali went to Uthman, he said, Uthman, What do you want to do with something that the Prophet himself, he performed it? Are you forbidding people to do it? What did Uthman say? He said, leave us alone, Ali. You disturb us a lot. Leave us. Subhanallah. Imam Ali said, I will not leave you. We can see clearly that in this hadith narration that Uthman prohibited people from performing something that the Prophet himself, he did. But Imam Ali, on the other hand, he was commanding people to obey and follow the path of the Prophet ﷺ. So we can see that these two people, that this verse, the verse in question, it covers. One of them was calling to the path of guidance, one is calling to the path of misguidance. So whom should we follow? Indeed, we should follow the path of guidance. And this tells you that not all the companions were guided to the straight path. Some of them followed misguidance, and some of them prevented people from following the guidance of Rasulullah, as it was seen in the book of Imam Muslim, that Uthman was guiding the people to the path of deviation, to the path of leaving the sunnah of the Prophet, whilst Imam Ali was commanding the people to follow the path of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. So we meet again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد